So off we go, race number 16 on day 4 of this Henley Royal Regatta, the Wargrave Challenge Cup, Thames Rowing Club A on the Berkshire station, and we've got the Australians, Barbarians Rowing Club on the Buck station, and the power of the two boats, the Australians just drifting a little bit central, but they've had a pretty bright start to that race.
Yeah, and the coxswain, he won't want to touch the rudder too early. You want the crew to get out into their speed, maximise their speed in that first 15, hull up, and then make a small adjustment.
Seen both these crews on the water already this week, and both have been impressive, but you think Thames Rowing Club A should have enough power to see off the Australians. The next few minutes we'll find out.
And it's also added to that, it's not just the power, it's the experience of racing the regatta. You mentioned that they were finalists last year, and that experience of that hunger they've had all year of training, wanting to come back and try and go a step further at this regatta. So that experience as we move into these critical days of the regatta, the semis and the finals, do pay dividends when it comes to those fistfight races.
And how do you read the conditions today? Because we've got a little bit of a breeze out there. It's actually picked up a bit, as it has the last few days. As the day's gone on, it's become more blustery. It's bright sunshine. We have dry conditions, at least, contrasting to yesterday afternoon. At times it was biblical, but today is dry.
Yeah, I think as a crew, I think you've got to be flexible as you're going up. You'll start to look at different points of the course that maybe more sheltered from the wind or a bit gustier, and just be aware of those situations as you come into them. If you've got a move coming up, or is it a chance to capitalise in the race?
And we're at the stage of the week where fatigue can be kicking in, not just on the water, but off the water as well. We've got some very staunch Henley Royal Regatta attendees who have been here for 4 days in a row. They're doing well to last the course. And for the athletes on the water, there's so much going on. Well, on the water, clearly having to row day after day and compete, but logistically, getting here, warming up, and all the attractions and distractions off the water as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing you have to manage as a crew, manage each other, look after each other, because you can get too wrapped up in the excitement of the event and things going on around you when, you know, at the end of the day, the athletes are here to race, to perform, and then they can have their fun once, you know, they've got their best result or they've gone on to win on the final on Sunday.
So women's 8, club women's 8, the Wargrave Challenge Cup, and you can see there Barbarians Rowing Club struggling to keep pace with Thames Rowing Club. They've got a good lead here. The Australians have enjoyed a decent week up until now. You can see in the stroke seat Izzy Drew there to the left of your picture. Williams, Robinson, Lutz, Parker, Lucas, Alton, Posey, and the Cox, Lily, Lumley as well in that boat.
Just look like they're moving so well and efficient as a unit there.
Yeah, Thames Rowing Club, well organised on the Berkshire station. Natalie Kamen, you can see barking the orders, barking the instructions. Haven't got much wrong so far in this race, have they?
No, they're looking neat, looking tidy, being efficient, and gradually just extending that lead. And it's just a little bit more kind of, I want to say, rugged that's going on the opposite station. Just not quite as clean. And as you mentioned, that kind of fatigue element for the regatta, you know, you want to maximise your boat speed constantly, every stroke, every race.
Mentally, you'll have experienced everything that Henley can throw at you by this stage of the week if you've rowed 2 or 3 times before. But nonetheless, when you get into a situation like this, as the Australians find themselves, it's going to be asking a lot of questions, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a lonely place when you're behind, you know, and you can't see another crew. And the last thing you want to do is have to look round, because then obviously that affects the balance of the boat.
So you're trusting the Cox, but the news from the Cox is not good in that Australian boat. Now a couple of lengths down, and they're going to have to really do something very special here as they move in front of Remenham Club. They're not going to have many more chances to get back into this.
And obviously Thames are coming past Remenham, so they're going to get a cheer as they come through now, so that's going to help lift them, and they don't really need it right now, the kind of the gap that they have, or the lead they have. But I suppose with the Cox, this is really important, that you're trying to encourage your crew but you don't want to create a sense of panic. So it's kind of a skill not to kind of let your voice kind of get too carried away. But we need to catch them, we need it now.
Yes. Difficult balancing act. They are just putting on a bit of a spurt there, the Australians. Bit of a move from them, but trying to get back in touch. Some grimacing in the boat. A long way to go still. Perhaps not far enough for Barbarians.
And that wind, that headwind's just picking up a little bit.
You're right about the ragged approach. There's a lot of movement going on in the boat, isn't there?
There's a lot of body sway. It's just not as dynamic, and it will affect boat speed.
Economy of movement, isn't it? I mean, look how smooth this looks. Very polished. They're getting the local support as well, as you'd expect.
And that's the thing, you think about all the training that people do on land, on rowing machines, on the weights room, on whatever it may be. You want to maximise all that strength and endurance that you've got by being able to row efficiently. Otherwise, it's just wasted watts.
So Thames Rowing Club in the Wargrave Challenge Cup, looking to progress into the weekend of Henley Royal Regatta, and in great shape at the moment. You can see in the stroke seat Amy Gibson, and the bow seat, and Jessica Eastwood. Thames Rowing Club cutting that big lead now as they come in front of the regatta enclosure. Look how crowded it's going to be later on this afternoon. Already 11 o'clock local time, thousands of people enjoying their Friday. They should all be at work.
Isn't it flexible working, hybrid working now?
Oh,
you
yeah.
can work from anywhere.
That's what I do. They're not working there, are they? They're just enjoying the occasion in front of stewards now. So Thames Rowing Club losing finalists in 2021, lost to Leander last time out. Looking good to go one better perhaps this year on Sunday. We'll wait and see, but they're certainly making all the right steps in that direction. Thames Rowing Club A winning the Wargrave Challenge Cup heat. And for Barbarians Rowing Club's Women's 8, their Henley comes to an end. So Thames Rowing Club beating Barbarians in that Wargrave Challenge Cup.